So we're back. LRT Site Clinic. My name is Christoph Cemper, and I'm happy to be here again. Nice to have you here, Sue, Simon, Robert, Richard, Jennifer, Nenad. Um, yeah, the guy, digital. Uh, Use your real names. I'd rather remember your names than your company names, but that's just me. Okay. We got a lot of interesting sites today, and I want to dive right in. I also promised you to talk about redirect chains and link fragments, and of course, how to utilize that. And I tried to build that into the site clinic work, into the audit, because yeah, they apply to everyone. And I also prepared a little presentation that is going to take 2 or 3 minutes. But before that, I want to look just at the first site, because that's why we're here for, right? At least I guess so. So let me share my screen right now. Screen number 2 of 3. Recently, I always messed it up. So thanks for taking the time for the webinar. No, we're still here. Okay, so we're looking at the southbaylawyer.com. So this is an attorney team, 2 attorneys, with quite some high-profile cases. Okabe and Haushalter is an internationally recognized high-profile criminal defense law firm. And yeah, to remind you, any question you can always put to the Q&A, and my team will look at them, and I will answer some of them afterwards or in between whenever it fits. So stay tuned. So Okabe and Haushalter, criminal defense law firm, big money. And I think I saw some pretty high profile clients here on a pretty well-made website. So we see the hero shot here. I think these are the 2 partners here in the background video, and Ryan and Mark. And yeah, so these are things like white collar criminal defense, federal RICO defense, sex crime defense, rape, and etc. And Michael Jackson, O.J. Simpson, Dreamboat Playpen case, largest public official bribery case in US history. So that sounds quite impressive. So my question is, what about the rankings? What about the links? And while we do see some trust signs here, I'm not sure if they're well known in the US. To me, this logo, Super Lawyers, I have to say, sorry, it looks like, made in Word, but that's yeah, maybe just me. It doesn't matter. I would recommend in general these, if these labels, if these trust symbols have some authority, then place a link there. Let me click on this and see who gave this award, to the board, to the organization that gave that. We're linking out from that homepage. Yes. So what? Linking out is not a problem, especially if you have a lot of links on a website already, especially if you have a lot of media, a lot of load time here. And look at this. This browser extension has a hard time checking the source code. Usually this pops out 20. We got 354 links on the homepage. So 2 or 3 links to really trusted websites would not matter so much. I let this browser extension here, the link checker, run for a moment. This is actually free. You can download it for Chrome and Firefox, no problem. In a second, nothing to pay, no obligation, and you can do checks like this. And what I see it counting up is internal links, 50, 60. This probably, it crawls for a while because we cannot, load all the 300 pages at once, and it will finish. So the number of links is not an issue, but I see some other links. So this navigation here is linked to some subfolders, to some ASPX. I immediately see that this is some Internet Information Server, Microsoft web hoster, which is not a problem per se. It's just not typical anymore in the year 2020. I mean, hosting on Microsoft is quite exotic these days. Although, might be the best hosting in the world, Judging from the load time, we have 120 milliseconds. Not too. Oh wait, that was cheating. It was loaded from the cache. You see this? That can cause a lot of other problems as well. So I'm loading this with a cache buster. Yeah, 1.7 seconds. Not so exciting anymore as it was, but still okay. And yeah, so that's that. So all the copy, all the text that I can actually read is, I think, this. Okay, not a problem. Let's look at some other stuff. When we look at potential clients may call a lawyer. This is quite typical, I guess. But they may also want to read up and hear case results about the firm. So this is where the 350 links are. Wow, look at this menu. This is it's like a wish list of things they want to rank for, right? So let's look at the UI defense. Wait, where's the menu? Ah, I need to open up the menu again. No. The hamburger is nice if you're on mobile, but if I'm on my desktop, please let me browse the menu here. So this is some usability issue to start with. Internet crimes, identity theft, internet hate crimes. There's a lot of stuff. So let's look at computer hacking. What can you do for computer hackers? Los Angeles computer hacking lawyer. Call our, yes, a call to action, although to types of hacking offenses. Oh, that's it. So here's, I would say 200 words for this topic, computer hacking. When you type computer hacking into Google, you will find 108 million results, and especially pages that are a lot more comprehensive, starting with Wikipedia. Wikipedia might not be ranking for computer hacking attorney, but when you do some competitive research and you look at other lawyers for this, I have no idea about these. I'm just clicking the first results. We see they wrote a little bit more at least, and it kind of gives me an idea, maybe a little bit better, although I cannot read this, and this is not about writing 20,000 words. However, yeah, this one is very similar. Fraudulent mass marketing, eBay hacking. Wait, didn't I just see this list on that specific website? Identity theft, phishing, spoofing, internet fraud? No. Apparently, there is a list of violations that fall into this category that you have to list here. But let's talk about link building. If I want to get a link to this page, because I want this page from these popular attorneys to rank for computer hacking attorney or Los Angeles computer hacking attorney, what's the reason why they should link to this place, to this page? This URL here doesn't at first glance stand out from all the others to me. So not only is the question, why should it rank well in Google? Why should it rank #1 in Google for Los Angeles computer hacking lawyer? But also, why should I link to it? And here's the kicker. All lawyers, law firms, that's big money business, not just the mesothelioma cases, but everything, especially in the US with the contingency lawyers. It's a money business. You may pay for a link. They may have big budgets competing against you, but with all the money in the world, what's the reason? What's the story why you would link to this place? So if I get money to link to this place, I'd better have a story. And natural and organic link always has a story. Every link has to have a story. And I totally agree. Yes, you can buy links, and some link farms, some bloggers that just take the money and run will link to this page anyways. But it will raise the question, why? So let's look at the link profile. Oh yeah, here's a good input from Jordan. Each US state has separate legal bars, so geo-targeting is critical for law firm sites. So the Los Angeles computer hacking lawyer or law firm makes absolute sense. So I guess it's also crucial that you don't get some random links from some blogs that were hosted in Asia Pacific or in Europe, but rather from space in LA, everything around LA. And this is not about the location where that website is hosted. This is about the people, about the source of those links, not the technical, but the real source. And yeah, when we take a quick look at this website, if you've been to these site clinics for a while, here we got some really nice features in LRT Smart, where we would click just a couple buttons to get rid of the most offensive links. For instance, the very high risk links with unavailable status is a no negative SEO pattern. Negative SEO takes place, and especially in everything lawyers, everything that has to do with lawyers has negative SEO, big time. If you're doing SEO for lawyers, you need help with negative SEO. You need someone who's aware of negative SEO, who can help you fix it and avoid getting hit by it. And link research tools is one solution, one tool, one in the arsenal of things, but nothing beats the experience that you need for that. I would recommend right now just to disavow all of these right away, because if the case should happen that one or two of them are actually good, they will come up again and the recommendation will be raised that you can undisavow these links. But that's not everything. I find links going to really slow pages, and slow pages are actually a UX issue. User behavior could be negative. People bouncing back from a website that takes a long time to load, more than 5 seconds in this case. And this is with a crawler that does not render all the JavaScript. So this is just the HTML, and that's slow. Yeah, I would look into those. In general, we got over 2,000 for the detox risks. So what this means is it probably has a penalty or is risking a penalty. If we do a competitive research for Los Angeles lawyers, for Los Angeles law firms, for Los Angeles attorneys in general, or maybe even drill down to the criminal attorneys, then we will find out that the average risk is a lot higher than in other verticals. Tax advisors are not that spammy, they are not that aggressive in their SEO. So you might get away with a little bit more, but everything above 1,000 already screams risk. So I would, take good care about that. And before diving deeper on that level, here's a quick overview on the anchor text. Oh yeah, right up there with locksmith and porn. Porn is always used as an example for negative SEO and being aggressive SEO. I learned over the years that this is just another high margin niche, along with VPNs, crypto, all the CBD, everything that makes money. Takes money for links and has very aggressive SEO competition. You don't simply start an affiliate site for the casino business, for example, or for trading Bitcoins, right? But good point, Jordan. Very good point. And yeah, back to the anchor text here. Most popular link here is for the website URL with a southbaylawyer.com with a HTTP. This tells me two things. One, these links are pretty old because right now the website is hosted on a HTTPS. Wait, I think I closed the tab. So let me open that up again. Yeah, it's HTTPS. And second, they may be risky because they come from directories, for example. When we switch to this view to the risk, while this is not a money anchor text that could get me into trouble because of the money phrase it's targeting, it could be targeting LA criminal attorney, the second most popular one here. And despite this, it has highest risk of all of them, just because there's so many and they come from shady sources. So when we look at all the links with this link text alone, we see so many risky links and links from scrapers or websites that are not there anymore. You see some of them we disavowed already that could be part of a scraper attack here. Aheadlegal.com/draft illegal. No idea what that was. This is where domain expertise, where expertise in the lawyer space, especially in the Los Angeles lawyer space, is important. I would recommend if you have someone who's been working with lawyers in the LA area or at least California, I would say that is someone to talk to because he knows all these other players, and you should know them too. If for southbaylawyer.com, the most important competitors to watch out for are, of course, your real life competitors and all the others that are there on the first page. We saw Wikipedia rank #1. That's a typical example for the most popular competitor. So we also find, when we look at this, some results. Well, 28 and none of them are broken. That's good. But they go to all kinds of pages that are not as popular always. About the firm. Huh? Yeah. Oh yeah, that one redirected as well, I think. Yeah. So it came from the HTTP to the HTTPS to another HTTPS, and I would recommend to just remove these redirect chains. These redirect chains, they are in WordPress, they are here in IIS and many CMS systems. Simply don't even know the concept of redirect chains. A redirect chain, as we see here, means the bot needs to go from page to page to page, slowing down your website, and they don't like that. It might eat away some crawl budget, but after a long time, so if we go 5, 6, 7 steps, they might not even count that link anymore. They said, don't do more than 5, and here we got 3 steps already. The first one here comes from LRT. But looking back at the other anchor texts, I see some of them actually have a low risk and a lot of them have a very high risk. Look at this. Proudly serving North Hollywood, proudly serving Santa Monica, proudly serving Seal Beach. So we have a lot of links with the anchor text of these pages. What's that page about? I'm guessing a localized landing page for the North Hollywood criminal defense attorney. And like many local SEO patterns, this page probably exists for every district, for every place that they cover that might bring interesting leads. And while that makes sense, maybe when I Google a random phrase here, yeah, I see proudly serving in North Hollywood and Bellflower criminal defense lawyer. So I see the same content here and here. And while these two articles, these 2 pages look different, you see, as I flip the pages, they have the same sentence structure. I'm not sure if you saw what I did, but I quoted a part of the sentence, the beginning of a sentence, or part of a sentence with punctuation, in this case, a comma. And sometimes I use a dot and use the end of one sentence at the beginning of the next sentence. And that's a much more lower probability to show up again in naturally written content. This technique to find copies of content is 15 years old, 20 years old. You don't need, any kind of AI or fancy stuff to find out that these pages are spun, as we say in the black hat world. Spun content is content that is created artificially, and that's probably one source. So again, we got this 200, 300 pages here with some links in there. My question here is, you know, all of these show up pretty high risk, and I'm guessing, you know, when we look at, I'm looking at all anchor texts that contain the ASBX. Yeah. All of them high risk. So let me change the filter here. So here's 164 links, and I would say free link directory. That's a thing of the past. When you look at a link profile here, sorted by risk, where risk, yeah, by risk, we see we have some low risk links here. High risk links are there as well. So I would say, you know, at least take those high risk links away. All of them, just without looking. I saw that the pattern is kind of fishy. I saw that, you know, the risk that we attribute to it automatically is very high, too high. And it's also linking to a very, very previous version of the website. I would disavow those links. Now, when we look at the source domains, we also get a hint, you know, text links for free, add classifieds for free, classified for free. By now, we got all of these disavowed already. And Speaker deck could be one interesting one. Yeah, no. I never heard of this domain, and I don't like it either, just from the numbers that we see here. And we have this in the sidekicks all the time, where we disavow, and the remaining question that then sits here like an elephant in the room is, where are the good links? Are there any links left? And here's the bad news. After cleaning up a website's backlink profile, you might not have enough backlinks left that are actually, you know, justifying the website to rank in the first place. So what happened in the past was that people did all kinds of linking. You know, these patterns were okay, they worked for many, many years. And now we need to not only avoid them, but clean them up. But you need good, trusted new links. You need links that can keep up with the competition. Competitive research is very much advised. You know, all these other websites that we quickly click through, we should look at, you know, we should run reports like this for the competitors just to find out where they're getting their links from. And what you may not know, because we have never done competitive research big time, is we got so many other different tools like the competitive link detox or the competitive landscape analyzer for many, many years, where you can throw in, you know, a website like the South Bay Lawyers, and you see this is the old style, design. So Los Angeles will do that. Los Angeles Criminal Defense Attorney. Yeah. Oh, they're all caps. Yeah, you don't see that here, but it's all caps. And English, the top 10 domains. So you see, we just pulled in the top results here. And I just want to make sure we don't have Wikipedia in there. No, but I think Justitia is some kind of a niche directory that I would take out. I mean, they are competitors, so in one analysis you could have them in there, but I would maybe restrict this now to these with a sample analysis, just to give you an idea. The sample analysis is finished fairly quick, but we can see one backlink profile versus the other backlink profiles. And while this runs, I can switch back to the other report and find more stuff. We often have high potential links to improve. So someone doing link building, that you hire for link building, or if you're doing link building yourself, here's opportunities not for getting links, but for getting links too. So what we see here is links going to southbaylawyer.com. And they all have one thing in common. They have equal or higher trust than power. And links like this from the south of, okay, yeah, we don't want to see the broken ones. So the good ones. I hop up. Links like these. Oh, here's one. I like this one. So on the Cornell EDU links are typically examples for that have low power but high trust. In this case, 0 power. And you might quickly judge that this link is not worthful by just looking at the multiple of power and trust, but that's not true. All you need is a link to this page. So when we open this page, it's a lot easier to get low trust, high power links to this page than vice versa. And just linking to this directory will, of course, help others here as well. But this is a legit directory. This is not some made up link directory stuff. Getting a link to this page is critical. So number one, I want this. And number two, I want to tag this link here with my indirect link tag. Let's say I just made this up. Of course, in your organization or in your project, you will have tags in other categories, depending on the workflow or the workflow of your agency. And yeah, we want to have more links to this page. And to show you a little example of which links you could get, I opened up one of those lists. You know them. You get them pitched on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter. Hey, I sell links. Hi DA, hi PA, hi Bob. This, yeah. What we see here is TA, TF, RD, and DR and traffic. Let me tell you that neither DA from Moz nor DR, I think is a number from Ahrefs. They are one-dimensional metrics. They only measure the power. So you know nothing about the trust. RD is linking root domains, means nothing. I can show you websites with 1,000 linking root domains that have 0 trust. TF is majestic trust flow, I think, or trust TF. Yeah, see, this is the problem. What do you see here? So here's data meshed up from different systems that have nothing to do with the other. There are nothing in common. Different companies, different operators. And these metrics, so to say, just give you an idea of what that specific system thinks in one number about the yoga holidays. So what you can do is you can take this whole list here and plug it into the link simulator, which I did already before. Oh, yeah, and I got an error here. Okay, wonderful. That's what you need in a live webinar, right? Lovely. Let me try again. Yeah, okay, here we go. And then what we do is we calculate the risk of the link if you would have it already. So with a little sim tag, we see that if you would spend, let's say, $100 to get a link on designflow.com to that lawyer website, you would be in trouble because that link would give you a risk of 2033. So why bother getting a link in the first place if you actually inherit some risk with it? This is very similar to redirecting risky domains. And yeah, I think this is an immediate value you get. The Green Dolphin, Mompreneur Media, okay, cannabis.net. All of these websites are selling links big time. That's the first problem, that you have them in a list. But if you decide to go for links from a list, you may be lucky to get some of these with a 0 risk or a very low risk and be the first link buyer. And make sure that no other people get links there. That's good, because having a domain on one of those lists is not the problem. Having 20 or 100 other link buyers on that domain in no time is the problem. Just, pretending that you could buy a link doesn't make that website problematic. That would be crazy, because I've seen websites like, TechCrunch and BBC and all sorts of trusted websites on these link seller lists. So here's time for some questions. I think we already spent over half an hour on this website, and there's a lot more to talk. Again, if you're doing lawyer SEO, if you're in anything law, then make sure that you get a professional in link building. You need proper link building. You need proper competitive research. You need people who know their stuff, because there's so much money. Lawyers have what, $1,000 or $2,000 an hour. So the competition just to get leads for these lawyers is very, very high. So you not only have, as a law firm, you have other law firms as competitors, but you have all these lead gen businesses as competitors as well. So good luck with that. There's no, I'm going to fix my schema and do a little bit of outreach and do a little bit of content blogging. You won't get good rankings with that in that space. And that's been the case for many, many years, and it hasn't changed. I think the most expensive AdWords, the Google clicks, massive, whatever, are hundreds of dollars, $500 or even more. I'm not up to date with that, but you guys probably know better. And so let me see. Here's Jonathan's. This website, it's well-structured design and content talking. I think you referred to the lawyer website, and it is, if you ask me, it's thin. I don't think it's well structured. I don't think it's very informative, especially for a topic like law, especially for a topic like, personal injuries. Let's look at the case results real quick. People versus TH. Come on. So here's a case that is described as people versus TH. Okay, the client name cannot be disclosed. That makes sense. Complete dismissal of all charges is the one header. And contact us is the next header. That's it. Felony resisted arrest and drunk in public. No, it's not content talking. It's search engine fodder. It's built to fill the search engine with one case. And for me as a client, I might not even see this little 2 sentences. This is not content talking. This is a lead gen page. Yeah, here again, drunk in public. Okay, great. So I get it. There's a lot of successful cases here, but international drug trafficking. Okay, so if I'm a drug lord and I'm looking for help, you think this page here convinces me? What? Why? Why should I hire them to begin with? It doesn't talk to me. It gives me the same form here all the time, and then I scroll down and I see the same phone numbers. So this whole page is 99% duplicate to other pages. The boilerplate text, so to say. So this is template, this is template, this is template, this is template. So we got one phrase on this page. It's called the page phrase is international drug trafficking. That's it. That's the only unique thing about this page. And I have seen cases where pages like this were not even indexed in Google. I wouldn't index it. And if this page has, if I were a search engine, and if this page has some links, then the immediate question that comes up, okay, it doesn't have any links. But if you really want to rank for lawyer for international drug trafficking, why should this page come up? That's the question to answer. And I think before you answer that, I would go and look at all these different topics, these different possible cases they support, and ask myself the question, do I really want to have 350 pages of this inferior quality linked from the main navigation? That's not good site structure. It's not content talking. It's actually a result that does not deserve to rank in Google, and it does not deserve to get links. So if I take money and get someone to buy a link, to give me a link for money, and it goes there, it's immediately suspicious because of the low quality of that content, right? And yeah, a lot of clients do not want their cases explained on the lawyer's website, and that is a big problem. But here's the kicker. There's writers who can actually make up stories. The names have been changed to protect the innocent and this and that, and describe the case without the names, without specifics, without details. But you have to get a professional. You have to get a professional for SEO. You have to get a professional for the links. You have to get a professional for the technical part, and you need a copywriter who can actually create content that is talking more than these two headlines, and where the client is actually not even mentioned. It doesn't matter if it's a people versus PP or TT. Describe the cases on a meta level, and then you can talk about familiar cases or cases that have also made the news, or cases that are comparable on international law. A lot of interesting stuff to read. This stuff is not interesting to me, so I wouldn't read it. I wouldn't rank it if I were a search engine, and I would not link to it if I would have a website about law. There's no reason to do that. Yeah, and so that's just a couple ideas off the top of my head. And in the past, link directories did work. Nowadays, you will have a hard time getting links even for money. So doing more analysis here, I think would really go beyond what we have time budget per website. I find this highly interesting because apparently, when we saw some cases, Michael Jackson, O.J. Simpson, they have been around for a while and they have some big success. But I haven't seen, when we go back to that website, I think in the cases that was interesting. Here, wait. Case results. O.J. Simpson case. Immunity. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't even remember what O.J. Simpson's case was about. And so all I get is a PDF about him and some other dude being best buddies to read. No, it's not content talking. I don't see, I want to see bullet points about the case. I want to see when it started, a little bit like a little Wikipedia from a lawyer perspective. You could have a guy interviewing the lawyers, how did they feel? How was it? How did this all develop? Rodney King. Yeah. All charges dismissed. Click here to read more. Another PDF. Come on. This is not good site structure. It is not. This text here is probably good, but it needs to be on a website so it can rank better. So there's a lot of work ahead from me. So, and a competitive research, okay, this is still running here no, it's finished. When we look at the South Bay lawyer versus these others, we see in this chart immediately by power trust, all these others have stronger and more trusted links. In the bucket 13 to 21, we don't see a single orange pixel. That means all the other top 10 results have stronger and more trusted links. We look by keyword link status. We disavowed some of those already that were bad, but in general, we have a lower follow ratio. There's no written rule in SEO. The rules are different in every country, in every language, in every topic. And in this case, Los Angeles criminal lawyers I think this, no, Los Angeles criminal defense attorney. The rule is that I would say roughly 75%, okay, 76% of the top 10 results, no, sorry. The top 10 results have 76% of the links being follow. That means 21% no follow links is the average. Not 27, not 30, not 50. And I've seen other verticals where it's actually not that simple, where you have 50% follow ratio only, or 99. So we just learned something about this vertical, and we would do this comparison for other keyword phrases. You know, Los Angeles computer hacking attorney maybe looks different because it's very maybe IT bound, and you have a lot of links from websites like Reddit or Quora that have no follow links. So the no follow ratio would be higher there. And this is why it's important, in my opinion, that this law firm maybe needs to figure out, you know, what are the main specialities? What do we want to target to begin with? You know, even if you have 10 different major topics, these would be big campaigns to go after, not just list them all on the menu, 300 links. So some questions here. Yeah, taking out the names is, yeah, you have to make some effort. And again, if you take $2,000 per hour as a lawyer, you can take 1 hour and get fantastic copy for 1 page or 2 pages. If you spend 1,000 per page and you have 3,000 pages, no, 300. Let's say they would spend $300,000. I'm not exactly sure how much a US criminal attorney makes, but I have the feeling that over the years that content would pay for itself. You know, and of course, you don't want to target 300 topics to begin with. But interesting, because there is a lot of stuff possible in this case, as this is a money niche. Yeah? I want to, you know, here we had competitive research a little bit touched. If you want to see more competitive research in the future, please let me know. I would be happy to dive more into competitive research for specific sites, for specific verticals. And with this, I think we have to go over these questions here. Yeah, the different bars. What's a browser link tool that you're using there? Where do we download? You know, if you take the LRT link checker, I think we even rank on the first page. Yeah, here we go. Free backlink checker, English, German link checker. The most versatile link checker is available for Chrome and Firefox, and you can download it right from the website or from the Chrome store or the Firefox store. And you have, of course, some examples here, some documentation of how this works. Has more features in this little extension than you may have seen. For example, the expert function here is amazing by itself. And like these other extensions that we have, 4 in total, we built them because I wanted something that works, that is reliable, which is actually the reason why I built link research tools also in the past. Data quality. So let's look at the next one, because wow, 45 minutes. You see this LRT coffee? It's really good today. If you have more questions, keep them coming, please. Ted Ellis. Yeah, that's a little e-commerce site. I mean, little, I have no idea. I've never heard of it. So, but what I see is that Ted, I'm not sure if Ted is here today, but we won't wait for him to show up. Shop for imaginal brand merch. Band merchandising. Band merch. Okay, band merch. What are people searching for? Are they searching for band merch or band merchandising? This is what I would start with, you know, Ted. And I think in the comments I saw Ted say, describe his pain as follows. Results not showing, and people also ask when I show up in top results. It's not showing the pages of my website with metadata. Instead, some text with squares. Text with squares. Think of tags. Looks like an on-site problem. My products are not showing up in search results. For example, I sell Taylor Swift CD. It's not showing in search. Okay, Taylor Swift CD. I'm going to start with a punch right away. Why? Oh, why should your website rank here? All I'm seeing here on this 4K screen is a huge carousel from Google with everything about Taylor Swift. I see another Google result with their shopping ads with essentially the same products, and the location where I am here, all these Austrian shops are advertising CDs via the Google Shopping. So I would consider, looking into Google Shopping because they recently made it free again, I think, or maybe that was just temporary. And then I see news. All these celebrities are in the news every day, or 2 hours ago, 50 minutes ago, 2 hours ago. And then I see more Google data, Google content from their knowledge graph about Taylor Swift, an American singer. Who would have thought? And I can see when her birthday is. I can see her top songs. I never heard a single song, probably, if you ask me, but I probably heard several of them. And then we see Wikipedia, Amazon, USA Today, BuzzFeed, Vulture, and Taylor's own store. Now, ask yourself the question, Ted, why should you, oh my God, this is terrible. Why should you rank? The answer is because Taylor Swift's own store returns a 404 page for her own product. This sucks so bad. If I would be Taylor Swift, I would go crazy bananas on this. What is this? Why can I not buy the CD here? Products, lovers, standard CD. Let's see. Is it in the Google cache and just temporary out of stock? Oh yeah, this is how the Google cache looks like. It appeared here like this on July 20. That's 3 days ago. Okay, so I would be buying it here. It's a Taylor Swift store. It's her CD. If I'm really a fan and I want to buy the physical CD, I would buy it from her if I'm in the US. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they give me a 404 because I'm loading this from an European IP and they don't have any European shipping. I have no idea. But this result really, really, really sucks. So this would be a reason why you should rank if I were Google. But in general, I think you get the point. What is your speciality, Ted? That Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift? Okay, so here's what is this currency? Where are you shipping to? Manila. Rest of the world, not yet available. Okay, so here's the thing. Depending on where you're shipping to, you should make sure that you give Google all the information on the website, what your target market is. What is your target market? I had no idea. I thought you were shipping worldwide. I mean, if I go to Amazon, I can buy a CD, I get it either way. Where are you delivering to? And that would be the answer why you're not ranking. Number two, I mean, you shouldn't rank in Austria because if you don't ship to Austria, there's no point in you ranking, right? When it comes to the links, you have 152 detox risk, and you do have some bad links. I would say in general, you probably don't have any good links or not enough good links. A sex shop in the Netherlands, some Russian website, that doesn't look too good to me. When we look at the anchor text here, do you see all these crazy anchor texts? This is a typical spam pattern. We've seen them in previous site clinics. And what you can do is you can click on the fix here and disavow these domains to start with. These are automated patterns. The PBN links, let's start with that. I want to see what's left. Redirect chains on the target page. You got 1087 pages that have too many redirect chains. Here we go. Hold physics problem, 20 answers. What is this? What is all this stuff here that you're redirecting to? And what we see here is you got some really, really weird links going to .html pages that you then redirect. And Dodge Journey fan not coming on is a problem by itself. Redirecting to the homepage is not good. It means that the links don't help you. And there's more stuff. Oh, gadgets recycled. Anchor text. Let's try to find an anchor text that is actually cool. I don't see one. Is it past? Oh no, sorry, target redirect count. Greater one. So we had a filter on. No. By count, you only have this weird anchor text with 2 characters. Ah, here's the tedellis.c. That's one anchor text. And it is only these scrapers. Mayday Parade. No, man, I get the feeling that you don't have a single good link. But let's first disavow these 61% of bad links to start with. 21 of the highest risk. You know what we're gonna do? We look at the domains. Here we go. What are the keywords you want to rank for? That's the next question I have. Keyword domain, link scope, link location. They all come from content. Indexability, index follow, host power trust. The hosts or the websites where they're coming from have 0 power trust. Oh, not good. Franco. No. Disavowing. Now, I'm really wondering, what are the actual results if we look at the not disavowed links yet? 867 are not disavowed, and they still have some suspicious, not super risky, but what I see is still the same weird anchor text. I don't see a single link here yet. I'm going to try one more time. Source page power trust. CCHM Garcia? No. Centre Culturel Haute Money. Okay, let me tell you this. I think you bought a expired domain. You didn't do a link audit before doing that. And that expired domain came with some counters, like in that paid link list that we saw here, SEO domains. Referring domains. A high number of referring domains means nothing. This list is actually from a quite trusted expired domain provider, SEO.domains, but this still are raw numbers. The number of referring domains means nothing. We had referring domains 1400, but I haven't seen a single good link in there yet. I'm sorry. When we look at Reddit and Upwork, let's look again. Reddit on the Philippines, we have one link. Okay, I have to say root domain disavow is not what I would do to Reddit. That was too quick. That happens when you disavow thousands of domains in one go. But besides that, source domains, Upwork, okay. Pinoy accountant-based Manila set. So here's one Upwork link from a job that is no longer available. I would just, Upwork is not a problem. But besides that, there are no trusted domains. Lincoln. Nothing. So the problem you have is you don't have any good links. And you are delivering to places that most people don't live in. Or in other words, when you have drilled down to the areas where you deliver, this is where you should get links from. And this is what you should write content about. When I look at the website itself, yes, but really disavow all this scraper spam. It seems like this is holding you back to begin with. Original band merch in the Philippines. I wouldn't have the same phrase on every page. And Ted Ellis original band merch in Philippines is the brand name, and that's okay to have on the homepage. But it's not like you are so well known that people will Google for it. It's not that people will learn anything about it. So maybe, instead of news by Ted Ellis original band merch in Philippines, you could even give the news category a better title. Cart, wish list, yeah, that's your store. But outerwear, girls. There was something about the May Day parade. I think I saw some in your links. I just saw a link about the May Day parade, but it redirected to the homepage, not to this page. So the redirect that you have in place is probably just one redirect for everything to the homepage, and that's also hurting you. All right, and with that, here's a question from Jordan. How quickly will you see a difference in ranking once a disavow file is sent to Google? 9 months. If you just send, you have to upload the Google disavow file. You get, after disavow, you get a notification that you need to download it here and then confirm that you uploaded it to Search Console. But that means nothing because then all of these links need to be crawled, and it will be crawled maybe very quick if you have very powerful links. But a lot of the links that you disavow are actually not powerful. And it can take up to 9 months for Google to recrawl the whole web. And for that, we have the solution Link Detox Boost, which you can use to force Google to crawl those couple thousand links and pages that you have. And only when the link is crawled, the disavow file works. So we've seen results in as little as 2 days or 3 days. No, 3 days. You have to wait 2 days after upload. You have to wait 2 days for the disavow data to propagate to all the crawlers, and then run Link Detox Boost. And then we've seen recoveries from manual actions within 3 days. However, in this case, Ted, if you don't have any links, you won't see nothing. All you do is you get rid of anything that holds you back. But if you take away all the bad links, there's nothing to hold you back. But if there's no good new links coming in, if there's no content, if the redirects are messed up, then you still won't get any good rankings. Which of these pages would be pages that should rank? Maybe that, is for one of your fans or from your community, obvious, but this is just a category of product pages from some shopping cart. And shopping carts, this is alleged officially licensed merchant purchased directly from the band's record label online store or licensed distributor. What? Where did you purchase it from? So let me do this check here. Oh yeah, great. Dude, you have this sentence with the commas and everything around it. 4,040,000 results in Google on Shopee.ph, on Lazada PH. Oh, in the Philippines, Lazada is your main competitor. Good luck ranking without any links, with duplicate content, with content that you find on any shop page. So what you need to do is you need to give Google a reason to rank these product pages. I don't see one. I don't see one. I'm sorry. This page doesn't deserve the rank in Google because it doesn't have original content, because it doesn't have links, and it's not different to other pages that offer the Japanese house clean vanilla. Yeah, okay. Disco.js or Discogs, how do you pronounce that? Amazon, this is your competition, man. So that's tough. Not the best industry to be in, not the best niche you pick there. I mean, best. It's a money-making niche, but everyone else is doing that for 20 years already. So what's your angle? What's the reason you should be there? So what's the time? Oh, wow, an hour is already over. I'm gonna look at one more lawyer's site here that I have. Ah, yeah, best SEO for you. I think we had someone post that he's here. I want to look at that one. Yeah, best SEO for you, co-UK, very low risk, but this could also be because not a lot of links. Let's see. There's 576 links linking root domains. Romania, UK, org, UK. Ah, Robert, hi. Yeah, I remember. Great that you're still here. Ah, I see elegant themes, Behance. What's that link here? Ah, look at that. How to safely update your WordPress plugin. Linking to best SEO for you, co-UK. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you got a link from here saying Robert. What? A UGC link. Ah, so you made where is it? A comment here. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Now, Robert, I got great news for you. This is a comment link, and it is marked as UGC, which in Google means it's a comment link. But all the other web search engines like Bing or Yandex or Baidu, they don't even know what UGC means. They did not implement the nofollow 2.0 standard. So for all the other search engines, this is a follow link. You just got yourself a ranking boost from this old link from 2017 from the guy installing the WordPress plugin or the actually, I had the impression that WordPress fixed that correctly, but I might be wrong. You know, WordPress has a lot of issues, but I didn't know this is one. The correct way to implement nofollow UGCs is to say nofollow UGC so that it is a nofollow link in all search engines. But in this case, this is a link that helps you now in other search engines. Let's see a quick overview on the backlink profile. We did a complete analysis here. All fresh data. Yeah, the high risk links with unavailable status, I would just, clean up in bulk to see maybe later in a final check, if we have some false positives, we need to do some training here for link detox genesis. We find high risk links to broken pages. That's important. Before you go and fix links, relevance.com. Wow, you got a 403 on this page. Not anymore. Okay, that's good to know. But the question is, why did our crawler see a 403? This is not forbidden content. Maybe you did some, optimizations, or you updated the WordPress server, or is this WordPress? Yes. I would caution you to look into problems like this, because it means we could not verify this target URL. We saw that it's there. We saw that your website had a link there, but it's now currently marked as a broken link. I mean, currently in this recent rerun, we recrawled everything yesterday. So we got fresh data here. But if Google gets errors like this, it will mean trouble for your rankings. Okay, let's look at other patterns we find. The keyword. Okay, website is a very popular linking word. Explore the topic in SEO services London. Okay, your money phrase is here quite behind, small, so not overdone. Content marketing, SEO Agency London, search engine optimization. Could you maybe change the pattern in a way that your money keyword links have low risk links and vice versa? And then you can disavow some of the links, that have high risk, that the red ones, because you need to disavow them. The SEO Agency London links, let's look at them. Outclicks, pure black. No, the pure black is actually a low risk link, so that's good. And the other ones we just disavowed because they're all spammy. Yeah, sorry to say. Best SEO Agency London, that's the one link. Pure black tea. What's that? Oh, and that link is gone? You had that link. Where is it? Get it back. Oh. Oh, the whole website is done. All right. So I would put a question mark here and you clarify what happened to that link. That was the one link that was good for this SEO London keyword. Here's a question I want to answer. What do you think of the Google Sitekit, the WordPress plugin from Google? Does it help for SEO? No. Nothing that Google gives you will give you better rankings. Everything you get from Google is hygiene factors. You need a fast website. You need a proper technical structure. You need one-step redirects, not redirect chains. Long redirect chains are bad for you. You get all of this from Google and they do a very, very good job to make sure that websites are okay. But if your website is not okay, you don't even need to think about SEO. Some problems we see every day are websites that are just broken or take forever to load. If these are your problems, then building links and doing SEO is not what you should think about. Optimizing of rankings happens when the results are there on the website, or in other words, imagine you could have a flip switch and get #1 ranking for your website, and it is on a slow WordPress hosted with a provider that will turn you off if you have some overload traffic. So what then? So Google, of course, wants to help you to get proper infrastructure. In my experience, a lot of WordPress installations are very messed up. And that is not because people are stupid, but because WordPress in itself has an architecture of allowing essentially everyone to provide plugins. And while this helped WordPress to grow in popularity, it didn't help the architecture, it didn't help the technology. So a lot of websites are messed up with broken plugins or plugins that are outdated. And I think Google understood that and provides something that is at least reliable, more reliable than the random plugin here. And I've seen very, very popular premium plugins that people spend lots of money on them, breaking websites SEO, causing problems that cause drop in rankings for hundreds of people, thousands of people. And that is a very high responsibility of plugin providers or software vendors to begin with. And any kind of plugin that doesn't go through quality assurance, big time quality assurance, can cause problems for any website. And people are very much too quick shot on installing more and more plugins. I see this examples where websites have 50, 60, 70 plugins, because every little button, every little feature in WordPress is another plugin, and those plugins cause interactions, problematic interactions sometimes. Yeah. And when it comes to an SEO plugin, I have to say, I would not recommend continue using WordPress to begin with, because many things in WordPress are not built in. Just recently, after 17 years, I think, they announced that they would support Google Sitemaps, XML sitemaps, not Google Sitemaps, I'm sorry. Sitemaps were introduced as a standard 17 years ago. And it took WordPress 17 years to implement a web technology standard that is sitemaps, XML sitemaps, the most basic and most standard and most simple thing to build to begin with. If you're a developer, you know what I'm talking about. That's the problem. So the problem really starts with using a website tool, a website script. As content management systems are actually more comprehensive than what WordPress is. Let's say your blogging tool, and then having to install a lot of extra third-party software to make it do the things it should be doing out of the box. That's the first problem. And so because of that, I'm not recommending any SEO plugins. I'm recommending to find a system for you that has these things built in. And there are a lot of good WordPress competitors, new blog tools. If you want to do some more fancy stuff, multi-language, glossary linking, internal linking, cross-posting on multiple domains, as we do, I would recommend B2 Evolution, which is not as fancy, not as popular, not a lot of agencies support that, but it really depends on your case. Yeah. So WordPress we've used for 20 years or so. No, 15, now 12 years, but I would look into B2 Evolution. It is niche. It does not have, $5 themes, but if you have a designer or if you are able to do a design in-house or yourself, that is something that I would go for. The benefit of buying a $5 theme and having a website really quick bites you back really quick once your content gets more value. Maintaining the content is the problem. And I haven't seen WordPress fix that. With Gutenberg, you can quickly crank out some new content, but what do you do if you have hundreds of pages? How do you maintain them? How do you revision control them? Some of these things you may not have even thought about, but we've been producing content for 15 years. And after 15 years, you have a treasure of content. And WordPress doesn't allow you to appreciate or maintain that well. That's b2evolution.net that I would look into. Here's another question from Manish. What do you think about PBN links? Because most of experts suggest these links. Are they still working? So PBN stands for Private Block Network. If you get a list like this, where someone here, I would not recommend SERPtrust.io, but if you get a list to buy links from, It's not private anymore. PBN, private blog network, is when webmasters, when SEOs, when people in serious businesses like lawyers, like e-commerce, like anything health, build their own sites out of expired domains, but not expired domains that have just junk there or 5,000 linking root domains that are worthless, but actually good expired domains. And then writing content, publishing content, and very slowly developing those private blogs. What you probably read, what you probably get offered somewhere else are links from prostituted blog networks, from blogs that sell a link to everyone. You can buy a link to this empty page here on the product page of I forgot the name of the shop we just saw, the music shop, and you can buy a link from a PBN to that lawyer page that just has, what computer hacking lawyer, computer hacking lawyer, computer hacking lawyer as the only unique content on that page. You can buy a link there, but it won't help you. And worst, you get bad neighborhood. You get linked with others. All the other people buy their links there. So eventually Google will crack down and give you a penalty, or at least not count the links. But what we see happening is that after a while, people get a penalty. And then, of course, I'm in the business of getting rid of penalties. So you can get rid of a penalty and then start over. But why not do it right and start with good links to begin with? If I have this, divorce lawyers Oceanside, and I have all these, wait, where was the other link seller? Subtrust. All these domains, I'm calling them out because they actually advertised that they did a check if the links are good in our system, which is not true. Number one, they did it wrong, and number two, of course, we are not giving a seal for a domain as being good for linking to begin with. A link is a connection from A to B. You have to simulate, you have to use the link simulator for any kind of links and simulate if they are a problem for your website or not. And what could be okay for you could be a very toxic link for someone else. Yeah, so look at that. All of these links are super high risk. Spending $1 on a link from inspirationfeed.com or nighthelper.com is not only a wasted dollar, it gets you into trouble. It might give you a penalty, maybe right away. We've seen cases where a couple of these paid PBN links caused manual actions because, hey, if we have information about these websites, if we have lists, what do you think Google has? And the patterns and the similarities in how they try to tackle spam are very similar to how we tackle the risk. They look for patterns. They have rules, probably like us, where we look at possible link networks, machine learning that classifies domains and links. And so that's yeah, here one text stop. Here's one link. That is not yet. Yeah, a blog. A prostituted blog with yeah, blog posts linking to Amazon with affiliate links. Yeah, via GSM Arena. What do you mean? Is this copied content? No. Okay. No, this is just a random check. You get offers for links every day if you're in this business. And so a quick rundown on this website because we got it open. So this is Divorce Lawyers Oceanside. Best Oceanside Divorce Lawyer Legal Services. Where did the header just go? Huh? Oh, check this out. There is the sliders up here that show me some content sometimes, and that's okay. Except this little dot here makes it hard for me to navigate. You see, I'm all shaky from the coffee I had, and when I click on it, does it actually change? You know, these animations don't do usability good. I'm assuming that when I click here, that it then flips to the next one, but I don't see a visual cue. Call to schedule, okay. Law. Okay, so these are the lawyers, family lawyers and skilled mediation lawyer, family law, divorce. Okay, all the money words are linked to specific pages. Look at this. Spousal support and alimony lawyers. Hell, I told you, you know, on the previous website, you can write a couple paragraphs at least, and that's what they did. They wrote a couple paragraphs about the topic. I mean, these are, you know, spousal support, alimony. These are lawsuits that might run for months or years. You could as well, you know, write 1,000 or 2,000 words and tell me as a user, why should I choose Fisher and Van Til? So these are copywriting basics, you know, eye contact, you know, I would take another picture, you know, where you can see their eyes, eye contact, not closed eye contact, but maybe, you know, it's a positive picture, so let's leave it. And yeah, 57 years of combined experience. They're old. Not sure if that qualifies. A number of cases won would be what I'm interested in. You know, who cares about 57 years if you've been in law for 57 years and only had 10 cases? That's not impressive. If you tell me that they have won 500 cases, that's what I want to know. You know, maybe even say 500 won and only 100 lost. Every lawyer loses cases. Why not? So that's customer testimonial reviews. What? Customer testimonial reviews. Um, it's a customer testimonial or a customer review. Yeah, it looks like someone tried to stuff extra keywords into the headers. Don't do that. This looks unnatural to me from the copywriting perspective and a little bit confusing. It's too long. Knowledgeable guidance and skilled legal representation in the best interest of our clients. Okay, but you know the copywriting here is miles away from what we saw on the criminal attorneys. Here we got the locations: San Diego County, area served. So this makes sense to me because for the area served, San Diego County is, I think, on one page and lists all the services that they provide, prenup agreements, and the prenup, benefits of a prenup, experience. I don't know who wrote this copy here, but give me examples. You know, I'm not talking about the prenup that Jeff Bezos did with his wife, but you know, one typical case of a prenup. How does a prenup look like, or how much is covered in the prenup, or what's the distribution between the rich guy and the poor girl, or the rich girl and the poor guy? How is that distributed? Is there a minimum? Any examples, you know? And then you put a big fat disclaimer because you're a lawyer, warning, this is not legal advice, blah 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 blah. But you know, make it a little bit more interesting to read, because this 57 years I find here and here, I think this can still be improved to make it link worthy, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to write content to sell, and it needs to sell a client to contact, and it needs to sell a linker to get a link there, to link to that page. And yeah, What was your most interesting prenup agreement that you did in the 27 years of your career? A 30-second interview or a 60-second interview with the partner. That's what I would put there. Interesting media content where you can see the guy talk, where you can see his facial expressions, and yeah, make it more personal. This is what I would do. Hey, Robert, I didn't finish your website analysis. That's true. I did not finish a single one analysis. None of these analyses here are comprehensive. I'm trying to give you some ideas. The Site Clinic format does not provide a full analysis. There's so much more stuff to look into. I'm sorry. So I try to just show, the thing that sprang it to me immediately. If you want to hear about more problems, I can tell you one. You got 172 links on your homepage. Where are they going to? Are all of these pages here worthwhile? Do all of these pages have links? I don't know. I give you another problem, Robert. All of these linking. Co.uk, com, tools, row, co. Okay. You have another problem. 93% of the backlinks to your website have zero power trust. That's not good. A typical website in the SEO space for an SEO agency, looks like a distribution, like a normal distribution. You simply don't have enough good links compared to anything I've seen. Look at that. From the 1800 links, 1500, no, how many links were that? Source pages? 1608. From those, only 100 actually have some power trust. 1500 of your links don't have any power or trust. So it doesn't mean they hurt you, although many do hurt you, but it means that you should not expect any rankings from those links. Detox risk, if we take greater than 250, everything that is a little bit suspicious here, I would disavow. Yeah. Oh my God. And the other ones are not suspicious because they don't have any links to them. So they are just some, not link spam, but they are just there. Yeah. So getting more and better links is what you need after cleaning up. Getting rid of these here, all of these link texts, all the anchor text here are risky. And no, I'm sorry, I cannot finish because that would really, and I'm sorry if you had that expectation. Even with link research tools, in my experience, I cannot do a site audit in 15 minutes, in 10 minutes. And so that needs more time. And I would recommend for you to, to look deeper and, what is this? And look at your competition. What you need is what we did with a competitive landscape analyzer and competitive detox before. You can start in link research tools. Here, the competitive landscape. I'm not sure why this doesn't load here. Competitive landscape analyzer, where you can plug in your own domain versus the top 10 for SEO services in London, for SEO London, for SEO Agency London. You have different results for all of those. And when you compare your website to these others, you will see what I'm talking about. You will see they have tons of links and you don't. And you need to find a way using competitive research. What are the links that they have? So for example, with a missing link tool, when you start a missing link tool, that's another tool that we have built in. You would see, your website versus 10 others, or let's say you pick your 5 top competitors that you want to compete with. And if you run the missing link tool, you will see all the links that they have that you don't. Yeah. So yeah, but going back to the lawyer page here, this looks okay. And while you could always improve something on the website, I would say the website is okay. When we look at the anchor text, this looks confusing to me because we got some money keyword link like the Oceanside prenup agreement lawyer. Approving apparent unfit, signs of an unfit. That looks like a link to some blog they wrote. Yeah. From all sorts of interesting domains. The source domains. Andrew Hayes, lawyers, law solicitors, Freddie Doyle, lawyer, we are. Yeah. So, not a powerful link. Going back to the anchor text. Medium risk. Again, we got HTTP, divorce lawyers, Oceanside. And when we look at those links, we will see adept attorney. Let's switch to the domains here. Divorce new, divorce drop, rare divorce, divorce out, attorney consider, attorney kings, attorney part, core attorney, divorce local, guide attorney, attorney bug, attorney head. I think you get the idea. These are some exact match domains that were used in the past to create traffic. So Google and other search engines still have a preference for domains that have the keyword, the exact keyword in the domain. And that worked wonders for many years. And then with the exact match domain update, they fixed some of those, but I'm guessing some of them probably still have traffic. And all of them here are linking to that lawyer's website. And we might have a problem just because of that. Oh, some of them are broken even. Yeah, look at that. Broken, unverified. So they might even still stick in the system, in the Google system. And if they are not verified, if we cannot verify them, then Google cannot verify them. So there is a link, and I'm not sure how old that link is. We would see here the details. No, sorry. Here we see how old it is in our system, but we do have. Oh yeah, first seen 3 years ago. Where's the publish date? Just because our crawlers have seen it first doesn't mean it was published back then. So sometimes oh yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah. So listen, with all of these where the source is unverified, you didn't see my hand. I'm clicking control click, and I just added this filter here, which is HTTP code 400, 404, not empty for the network errors. And I combined the total filter here on the data. And all of these are not verified at the moment. And while we do have some automated rules for that you see in this, quick fix buttons, this is how it works if you do it by hand. And these are the ones that I would disavow right away, because the links are probably not helping anymore, but maybe hurting right now. And this is what we see over and over again. If you disavow links from your backlink profile that were hurting you or are hurting you, but were hurting you and cannot be verified at the moment, disavowing these unverified links helps not only give you a better sleep at night, but it actually improves your rankings. The overall balance in the backlink profile seems to shift towards the more trusted links, the good links, so to say. And that is key in backlink profile management and link risk management. And of course, the longer a website is around, the more of that stuff it has. And in competitive niches, like here, Fisher and Van Thiel, as the two partners are named here, they have been around, I guess, for a decade or longer, and they're attracting that kind of spam, that kind of scraper spam, just as they are attracting negative SEO from other competitors in the space, especially in the law space, attorneys, lawyers, law firms, where someone else is trying to send them negative SEO, bad links or redirects or any kind of scraper spam. We have some filters for that. Just a dot. Yeah, with different patterns here prepared. The source redirects. Look at this. All of these, I just zoomed it out a little bit. All of these are redirecting on the source. And so here are 189 results that could be verified one by one with a rating. Just because I try to give you an overview of how quick you can look over simple standard cases, doesn't mean the whole audit is done that quick. So Robert, if that was the impression, I'm sorry. These automations here help you to spot the problem to begin with, to fix the most obvious problems that we see coming up over and over again. And we don't want you to waste your time with that kind of stuff. But the remainder, unaudited links, 1600 in this case, after some minutes, you will always have some links to review by hand. And the higher the power trust of your links is, of the specific links are, the higher the amount of time you should spend auditing it. Remember, if you disavow a link, it doesn't help you at all. So there is a saying, a fool with a tool is still a fool. And although I'm a tool provider, I'm providing software for experts. This is a requirement that you spend time looking into the website, looking into competitors, looking into the niche, into the vertical. And so when you're a law firm, when you're looking for someone to help you with your SEO, you should try to find someone who has experience in that space. But on the other hand, there are these SEO agencies that do SEO for all the lawyers, which is the other problem. They're working for all your competitors. How is that gonna add up? So I would, in this case, try to pick wisely and choose someone who maybe, is not working in LA, but maybe in New York. I'm guessing the New York lawyers do not compete with LA lawyers, depending on what I heard about the bars. But maybe that's just me, misinterpreting that. In any case, I hope I could give you an overview over a couple of the issues for all of you here. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Robert, for staying with me over 1.5 hours. That's a lot longer than I planned this. Usually we do this an hour, maybe an hour 15. And I think we're done for today. I'm exhausted, and I thank you very much for all your great questions. I hope you got some ideas. Warning, disclaimer, like the lawyers do. This is not a full audit. When you have your own business relying on a website, you need professional help. You need professional tools. You need a professional to look into stuff. And if you are an SEO expert and you buy link research tools, I guarantee you will be overwhelmed by all the details that we provide. This is not your $99 tool that you quickly buy and then do some stuff, whatever you may believe or hope. if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And the truth is, with all the data, you need to put in the hours, you need to put in the work, you need to get your mind accustomed to all the new information that you see here. And then you will become one of those successful SEOs among our client base that just outperforms all the others with their standard off the shelf tools. Yeah. And there's lots more training material, webinars, videos, blog posts on our website. Go check them out. There's so much to learn just from the stuff that we publish, that I produced in the last 17 years in SEO. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, um, I see. Sent Someone sent his website for the next site clinic. Great, I'm looking forward to it. I think we had 54 in the queue, and I realized even in 1.5 hours we can only do 4 or 5. And then you heard it, people still expect more. I would love to, do this all day long, but that's actually something, that our clients or SEO experts also make money off. So if you want someone else to do this for you, in your account with your data, with all the privacy and NDA and whatever. This is a common pattern. While we provide the software, I also know the best experts for the job. And yeah, thanks guys, and have a wonderful day or wonderful evening depending on where you are. And yeah, see you in 2 weeks for the next English site clinic, and all the German-speaking ones again next week. So every Thursday, English and German alternating. And next week, I think we have another guest again. So we also have solos with me and then guest shows. All right. Okay, guys. Have a nice evening. Bye bye. Oh, we're still running.